All right. So what we're looking at on screen right now, we're looking at an illustration of Peter Spencer leading a congregation. And that is a piece that I did for the August Quarterly Committee for the very first August Quarterly commemorative book cover in 2007. That is pencil on paper.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Rev. And the size of the piece is 18 by 24. At home, we're offering this piece. It is available for purchase. So if you are seriously interested in purchasing this original, which is going to be a part of history forever, give me a call 302-494-0231, and that's Mike Riley, the official artist of August Quarterly since 2007.
Well, that takes us to the subject matter of this section,
August
August Quarterly. It's
Yes.
time for August Quarterly. When July comes, everybody over the years start thinking about the August Quarterly celebration.
Yes.
And one person in Wilmington who's going to remind you of August Quarterly, and that's Brother Moon.
That's right. You can count on that, buddy.
You can count on that, and we've been talking to him, and
Yeah.
we have been, you and I have been talking on
Yes.
trying to find some new methods and means of getting the point over of the meaning and the meaning of August Quarterly.
Yes.
And I look at it as being an educational piece. We got to do more of educating people about the different things.
Absolutely.
August Quarterly have a great meaning behind it. And the picture there that is an illustration how Peter Spencer got tired of being tired at Walnut Street, 3rd and Walnut Street, and they marched away from there and went over on French Street.
That's right.
And that's how August Quarterly started there from the Methodist Church there.
That's right.
So we want to really get people involved this year to add a little more publicity to it,
Yes.
where people will get an understanding of what August Quarterly all about.
Right.
And there many sacrifices were made to even start August Quarterly. Peter Spencer made a lot of sacrifices.
did.
And the people in Wilmington, well, it's national. August Quarterly is a national event.
It sure
and
is.
So what you're already into it. You're
Yes,
doing
sir.
some publicity.
Yeah.
We sit down and talked about how we can develop the promo.
Yes.
That will be in action by next Sunday. We should have a promo on the air explaining the different activities leading up to August Quarterly.
Yes. And there are many of them.
There are many of them, and I want to place emphasis this year on the youth part of it.
Yeah.
With our youth and so much publicity about our youth getting in trouble and our youth dropping out of school and all that.
Right.
And I always have preached this for years.
Yes.
That if our youth knew more about their history
Right.
and the sacrifices were made, August Quarterly, there were slaves made possible for slaves to have a weekend off when August Quarterly started to come to Wilmington for August Quarterly from Maryland and Pennsylvania and
Right.
all around.
Right.
Can you imagine slaves getting a weekend off just to come to have a celebration?
Indeed.
Now we got all the freedom we want, and it's hard to get people to participate.
Right.
So we want you friends to really get involved with August Quarterly. There's going to be publicity on the internet, here on this channel, on the educational channel, and with directing you how to get involved. Another thing we talked about in our meeting was how to get the community more involved.
Yes.
People have slacked off from participating.
Right.
It is a community affair, although it's headed by the Mother Church,
Right.
but it is a community affair.
Right.
And we need to really get young people involved. And I think if people want to get involved, they can call the church. Is
Sure
that
they
right?
can. Yeah, they can call the church. And certainly if you don't get in touch with the church, which it's open all the time, so they can call the church. But if you feel more comfortable, you can give me a call, or send us an email, get in touch with Reverend Brown. We need all hands on deck.
Well, we're going to have the promo will be ready this week, and it's going to be specific, giving people directions on how they can get involved, what areas they can get involved in. all of the activities when it started, the revival coming up,
Right.
the laying of the roof coming up, the Saturday is
Yes.
Children's Day
Yes.
and Youth Day and all of that.
Yep.
And the big day and big service at the Chase Center,
Yep.
which was on the promo. We have some beautiful footage from the Chase Center, the Elks and Masonics marching in and all
Right.
of that.
See, that's
so
awesome.
so we are going to start as of tomorrow putting that promo together. So it's so important that we know our history.
It really
And
is.
I often say this, and I still believe that if a lot of the parents would spend more time reminding their children and
Yeah.
reminding their children of the sacrifices
Right.
that have been made.
Right.
I have copies of the new Roots. You know, the Roots came out
right.
with an advised copy. I have that,
Right.
and I'm going to make it available to any organizations or any centers or that they would like to get a copy of it to show the young people to see the sacrifices that our foreparents made. The old one was good enough, but the new one had more depth to it,
Yeah.
and it more meaning to it.
Right.
And if anybody would like to get a copy of the new Advised Roots, I'll be more than happy to let you use a copy, or maybe we can make arrangements for you to get a copy that you can take time out at your centers and your organizations and take time out to show it to our youth that they may know what your foreparents went through with,
Right.
that they might have the privileges they have now and that not taking advantage of it.
You know something else that I found to be exciting and interesting? Mr. Moon didn't tell me this before I did the initial commercial. I heard yesterday that Judith Rome is going to play Harriet Tubman, and she's going to be marching across the grounds leading people over.
Oh, okay.
And the way that Mr. Moon described it to me, it was just, I was like, man, I got to get all the details, and we need to put that in our promo.
Yes, yes.
Because Judy is just, she's a treasure.
Oh, yes,
She is
yes.
such a great storyteller and actress. So, I mean, man, we got it going on with this August Quarterly.
Well, it's very important that we do it right and
Yeah.
do it where everybody can feel free to come and participate in it. That is the thing. Feel free to want to be a part of it.
Right.
It is something that represents Wilmington, Delaware. It started here, and people are recognizing it all over the United States. So we here in Wilmington ought to take more pride in getting involved, get personally involved.
Right.
So you can call the Mother Church if you have like any other information that you're not getting tonight. By next week, we will have a promo running here on this airwaves, all of the local channels.
Yeah.
As you know, the Newcastle County have their channel now out in the county, so we're going to make sure it's on there.
Yes.
It's going to be on the educational channel, so you'll be able to get all the information. Nobody would have an excuse this year saying, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get in touch to participate in August Quarterly. Because we're going to make it our business to make sure, like old times, we're going to make sure everybody know in Wilmington, Newcastle County, how to get personally involved into August Quarterly this year.
And you know what, Rev, you are right on point with that. And the theme, by chance, the theme of the cover that I created this year is educate to celebrate. You see,
All right.
it's more
Yes,
than
yes,
it's
yes,
more to
yes.
August Quarterly than a celebration.
Yes.
There's an education. So in order to appreciate the celebration, you certainly need the education, because once you really grasp what all was done to have an August Quarterly, man, you're going to give God the praise.
The sacrifices that were made, that were made.
Yes.
I understand from history that people used to catch rides from Maryland and from Pennsylvania in order to get to Wilmington for the celebration.
That's right.
So friends, it's so important that we take a part in our history, and August Quarterly is one of the acts of history. And we need to really get our young people involved, our children involved, where they may know the history, and maybe they may appreciate life better if they know the sacrifices that were made for them.
All right, so at home, I can't say it any better or any plainer than that. I want to thank you for for tuning in tonight to On the Road with Doc Pritchett. Mr. and Mrs. Pritchett, love you. Keep getting strong, and please stay tuned for the Congo Hour, which is coming up next. You don't want to miss that.
Yes.